Joseph Patrick Murphy, excellent immigration attorney working in Pittsburgh. Well, my friend, this is horrifying, is it not, sir? An escalation of this violence, is it not, sir? And devastating to hear.
Yes, completely out of line. Shooting up. I mean, ultimately, even if this guy hated ICE, he was shooting at detainees,
Yeah.
which would arguably be the people he was advocating for. So this is what you get into when you get into indiscriminate hatred, anger, and violence like this. In many cases, you end up shooting the wrong people, and including himself in this case.
Yeah. And we don't know specifically, but what we're hearing from cops is that he hates ICE, yet I'm not trying to dismiss any of this. And again, this is early on, yet he killed 2 immigrants then himself, sir. No one from ICE, right. No one from law enforcement.
Right. And presumably the hatred of ICE is because of some alliance or sympathy for the migrants themselves. But then he shot the migrants. We're dealing with a certain kind of craziness here in this country. We really are. And it's got to stop.
What is it? You sent me a note. What's wrong with these people? Their minds are gone. ICE is possibly the most unscary police force in the world.
Right.
Explain, please, because I love your input.
Well, police in the world do different things. Usually they're arresting people for crimes. And those crimes usually have serious consequences, long terms in jail, in some cases even the death penalty. ICE doesn't do anything like that. They arrest people and they send them to their home country. So, we have to put this in proportion. I know there's a lot of sympathy for the migrants. They're victims too, in a certain sense. And there's a lot of dislike of President Trump. I get that too. Some people really don't like him. But attacking ICE when there's, this is just not the kind of police force that's doing, horrible things to people. Now, you could say, well, police are doing things to criminals they deserve. All right, I could buy that. But as far as arresting people and sending them to their home country, I don't know that that's something you want to shoot a place up over anyway. I think these shootings are motivated. Maybe it's calling itself hatred of ICE, but I'm willing to bet it's something else. And it's something sick. It really is. Think about it. It's so deranged it ends up killing the people he's trying to protect. That's not calculated. That's just a freak out.
It's frightening, man. They were shot inside a van. It's crazy.
Right.
And
just unload on the van, and you don't care if anybody gets killed or who it is, and then blow your own brains out.
And then they released images of these magazine rounds. I can't read a lot of the writing, but one of them says anti-ICE.
Yeah, I've seen that picture too. Yeah. Also interesting is the way that they're packaged there in what is called a stripper clip. That's to load a specific type of rifle that's loaded from the top.
Hey, you handle so many cases now. Is that sentiment, does that exist, that anger, that rage, is that here? Do you see that, sir?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people, there's malcontents at the fringes on any issue, obviously. But what I see is there's fear, and fear leads to contempt and anger, but nothing like this murderous intention. The worst we've seen, and you covered this, Marty, it was a couple weeks ago, where ICE tried to arrest a guy at a traffic court, and it got physical. But
hold on, this was one of your clients.
Yes.
And he ran across a highway.
Yes. The part that was unfortunate about that, and again, as an officer of the court, I don't like to see this kind of nonsense going on outside courthouses, but if it's going to go on, it's going to go on. The issue is that in the heat of the moment, it's true, this guy ran right into Highway 65. They've got 18-wheelers, cars going 80 miles an hour. But even crazier, half a dozen agents followed him. And these guys weren't even looking, right? I don't know if it's really worth playing in traffic over that one capture when they know the guy's home address. That's why he was at the court. They mailed a ticket to his house. So you're risking a lot of, if he wants to run into traffic and if he's that crazy, that's great. But having police officers run into it with him might have been an expensive loss of public resources there.
What is your caseload now in particular, sir?
You mean in terms of numbers?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got to have about 900 active cases going here.
What?
We're running out of space in here. We've got people that are volunteers that came in to help us, but it's a small office. we've had to find places to put up desks. Things that were tables to fold papers are now being repurposed as extra desks for people to help.
Hold on, for perspective,
it's a bit.
What did you have in terms of active cases a year ago? If you have 900 now, what did you have a year ago, sir?
Oh no, we were pretty darn busy a year ago too. But if you go back to like a typical year over the last 20 of my career, you'd have a couple hundred in there, but nothing like this.
Wow,
this is 2-3 times our.
In the genesis, this cranked up effort by ICE.
That and the connected idea that people are starting to take this stuff seriously. As I've said, people commonly walk in here thinking that they're in big trouble, that qualify for a green card. They just never looked into it before, and it's pretty frustrating because you know, like, why didn't you do this? And they'll, well, I didn't even care. No one was enforcing the law, and now I'm scared. Well, unlucky for you, sir. You happen to be married to an American citizen. We can fill out some forms this afternoon and fix that problem. Others have more complicated problems. Obviously, the people that entered without permission, that seems to be the target. And certainly the people that entered without permission and started doing crimes here. They're really in the crosshairs of it.
Hey, you mentioned to me, I went into a restaurant that we like in Mount Lebanon, and you mentioned to me that employees from that restaurant had come and tried to be proactive and protect themselves. Did that work? Does that work?
Yeah. Well, it can. I mean, obviously, the objective is to get people to follow the law. Some of them are further from being able to come into compliance than others. But for the ones that are and want to, you will get out and push, right? I mean, you know, and I said earlier in the show, some of these people are victims too. They've been whipped up. Non-governmental organizations. It came out yesterday the UN was paying to traffic people into the United States. Some of them didn't know what they were getting into or didn't know exactly how illegal it was what they were doing is. And as we're aware, there's a new sheriff in town that's enforcing those laws, and that's getting people really aware that they need to come into compliance. And if they can, we'll help them.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, got to be careful, man. It's getting dangerous, and I did not expect this Civil War kind of mentality, sir. I just didn't.
Right.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate you.
And that's what they risk with this kind of stuff.
It's true.
Thank you, Mark.
It's really true. 900 cases.